Okay, so while I was like halfway through recording this, I realised that I made a really big mistake. Wearing white while doing this, I haven't actually checked if I've got anything on my jumper. I don't want to either, because I'm quite scared. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then thank you for joining me. Today I am coming at you with a makeup tutorial. So I am going to be showing you how to get this look, and I hope you enjoy it. I feel like I've done it sort of like the best way that I could to make it quite easy and straightforward. So I will be doing some more makeup tutorials as well coming up, especially leading up to Halloween. I'm going to be doing like a series called like 5 Days of Halloween or something. If you have any suggestions for what I could call that series, then let me know and comment down below. So yeah, if you would like to see any of those, then make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. I have already got my eyebrows on. Believe me, today these were playing up for me. It took me legit about 20 minutes, and that is stressful.
It's rather stressful.
The palette that I'm going to be using to create this look is the Revolution Pro HD Eyes and Contour Palette. The writing on mine is a little bit scratched off, but hey ho. It has literally got so many colours in. It's got all of these sort of like cool tones up here, the browns, the blues, the greens, and then down here it's got still some cool tones, but as you come over here it's got some sort of warm tones in there as well. It has some contour and bronzing shades. It also has a highlighter here, and then you have banana powder, and then I think, okay, so that looks like another highlighting shade, and then this looks like just a normal setting powder here. So yeah, it has lots and lots of variety. You can do lots and lots with this palette, but to create this look I only use this palette. Before I jump in and get this eyeshadow on my face, I'm going to do something that I've been seeing quite a lot of people do recently, and I believe that this has come from Mama Mitchell. Instead of using concealer or primer to put on your eyelids as your base and then setting it, he's actually just putting the primer or concealer on and then just leaving it and then just putting the eyeshadow straight onto that. So I thought that I would give that a go today and see how that goes. So just because I feel like it would be sort of like the best consistency, I thought that I would just use the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer to put as a base on my eyelids. So let's get this on there. And I'm just going to take my little concealer brush actually to sort of spread that out over my eyelid and sort of blend it out. So I'm just going to put just a little tiny bit more on. And actually, do you know what? I think that I might just add this in with my fingers. If you didn't see my last video, I did a full face of makeup using only my hands, and to be perfectly honest, when I got to the concealer part, it actually didn't blend in that bad. I think I might actually just do that and just sort of tap it into the skin. It seems to give like a lot more coverage. Yep, okay, I'm happy with that. So I am going to bring you in just a little bit closer so that you can see exactly what I'm doing when I'm applying the eyeshadow. Okay. Is that close enough? I think so. I think you might be able to see that. By the way, just in case any of you are interested, to do my eyebrows I use the Revolution Pro. Okay. I use the Revolution Pro Brow Pomade in the shade Ash Brown to do mine. That is a good little eyebrow product. So for this look, I found it easier to just sort of use one brush for the blue shades that I done, like with the base shades. I use the Morphe M330. I use this because it's fluffy, but it's also quite stiff, dense, I suppose. I don't know if that's the right word or not. So in the palette, I'm going to take this colour right here. It's a really nice bright blue, and it is a little bit shimmery, but that's okay because it doesn't really show, to be honest. I'm just going to load my brush up with all that product, and I am going to, oh, I drop like loads of things. So my way of applying this is just tapping it on, and I'm starting on the outer V, and then I'm going to slowly, as I build it up to how I want it, I'm going to slowly bring it up and around. I really like slouch over when I do this. It's really bad. You've just got to keep building it up, but pat it on, because I found that with this colour, it's just, if you just sort of sort of sweep it on, it doesn't really work as good, and it doesn't really, you're not getting as much pigment. So I'm just going to bring that all the way around and into the inner corner. And I'm just going to go back around to build up the pigment and to make sure that I've got the shape that I want. And now I'm going to start sort of introducing little sweeping motions so that I can blend out the edges a little bit, rather than it being just like a block colour on my eyelid. And just using the same brush really to do that, because I just sort of flipped it over and used sort of like the tip of the other side, because that part is kind of clean. Okay, so now I'm just going to wipe the excess off on a towel, and then on the other side of the palette, sorry that I keep looking up by the way, I'm looking in the viewfinder so that I can make sure you can see what I'm showing you. On the other side of the palette I'm going to use this colour here. It's a really deep sort of like navy blue colour, so I'm loading my brush up with that, just like I did before with the lighter blue colour. And with this I'm just going to pat this on my outer corner to begin with, just quite lightly. And the way that I'm going to bring this up and around is by using little sweeping motions, because I want to blend it sort of into the other colour that I've already put there, and blend it around the edges a little bit too. You don't need to sort of dip back into the pan for all this, because I think that if you manage to get the right amount of product on your brush already when you're patting it onto the outer corner, it's going to be more than enough to be able to drag in. And you don't want to drag too much in, otherwise the darker blue is just gonna take over the lighter blue, and there's going to be sort of no point in putting that lighter blue on. And again, just blending out those edges too. Okay, so this is when I should probably tell you that this is why I didn't do my base, because now I've got quite a lot of blue on the, like the darker blue on the outer corner, on the outer V of my eye, and I feel like it's just a little bit too much. And to be able to blend the edges out better, I'm gonna just sort of drag it down my face a little bit. And obviously if I had my foundation and my whole entire base done already, then this would be super inconvenient. I'm just going to take a little tiny bit more of that darker blue on my brush and sort of bring it in actually on my eyelid. I'm going to start sort of just above my eyelashes and then introduce it sort of, so it's kind of working like a triangle almost, and I'm going to sort of bring it up to meet the rest. So I'm just sort of working on this section here. Okay, so I just went ahead and caught up with the other eye off camera. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. To do this, I'm going to use the Revolution Pro Full Cover Camouflage Foundation. Also, just ignore like how I look right now. It looks so messy. I know you're probably thinking, I'm going to click off of this video now. Please don't. Just give me a chance. And I promise you the end result will be a lot better than this. I'm just going to take some of that on the back of my hand, which yes is a little messy, but it allows me to just dip into it as and when, rather than having to go and squeeze it out of the tube all the time. I'm just going to take the Morphe M124, which is just a little flat brush, and I'm going to take some product. To do my cut crease, I'm going to use the usual technique, and I'm just going to apply it to my eyelid just above my eyelashes, and I'm going to bring it in as far as I think I can get away with, that it will print onto my eyelid, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to look up and around, and that is going to print sort of like the initial shape for where my cut crease needs to finish. And I'm going to go ahead and just fill that in. I'm just patting over that foundation just to even it all out, to make sure that there's no sort of like gaps that are missing and sort of left out, so it's not patchy at all. So I'm just evening those out. So at this point you've probably realised that the concealer, well the foundation that I've put on to cut my crease has gone kind of like a green kind of colour, if you can see that. Do not worry about this at all, because that is perfect. It is literally the perfect colour that we want it to be, because it creates a nice sort of base colour for the shimmer that we're going to put on top of it. So I'm now going to take a slightly fluffier flat brush, and this is called the M204, and I'm just going to use some fixing spray to just wet this a little bit, because it will pick up the shimmer a lot better. Run my fingers over that to make it a little tiny bit more precise. Okay, so we're going to take a mixture of 2 shades here, and it's just underneath the lighter blue that we used in the beginning. It's going to be these 2 green shimmery shades here. So you just want to literally just pick both of them up on your brush and literally just apply it straight onto the foundation. I personally like to tap it on, so you just want to really try and build that up. So again, I will say though, like tapping is much better because it's going to give you more pigment. And I'm going to take it right up to the edge where the blue meets the crease, and also right into the inner corner as well. And don't worry if the edges of your cut crease aren't sharp, because I'll show you in a sec what we're going to do with those. Okay, so just to make it a little tiny bit brighter, I'm going to take the lighter green shimmer shade down here and just apply this over the top. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you how to sort of make the edge of the crease a little bit more prominent, and this is probably my favourite part. This is when I'm going to use the Collection Glam Crystals Dazzling Gel Liner in the shade Glitz. It's just a nice silver glitter gel liner, and this is what I'm going to put over the edge of my cut crease. So you want to be nice and precise with it. I didn't show you. When you first take the brush out of the bottle, it will come out with like quite a lot of product on it, and if I applied that straight onto my eyelid, I feel like that would just be too much. So I just like to wipe a little bit off and just use a tiny bit of glitter to begin with. If you want more, you can always add more and build it up and just sort of do whatever you like with it, really. I just personally like to keep it quite thin, like a thinner line. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eye quickly. Okay, so that is the eyeshadow done. So now I'm going to do some eyeliner. If you are like me and you are really bad at doing winged eyeliner, then fear no more, because I have got a little trick for you. Obviously I didn't come up with this trick, lots and lots of people have done it before, but this is just something that I use very often if I want to do a winged eyeliner. So I'm going to use the Line and Define liquid eyeliner from George. I don't know if they still have this or not, but it is really good, so if they do have it then I do recommend it for you. And it was also super affordable. I can't remember exactly how much. I want to say that it was around £4, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. So I'm going to start by just doing a normal line on my lid, and then I will start to wing it out. Okay, so this is where the little trick comes into place. So I'm going to take a wet wipe and I'm just going to literally clean up the edge and hope that it goes right for me. Sometimes it doesn't go right, sometimes it does. I'm just going to take it straight up, sort of past my eyebrow. So with the line, can you see there's a line there now? I'm just going to really lightly just sort of wipe it away. So now you are left with a winged eyeliner, and then also with the eyeshadow it just goes up in one line. So I'm going to go ahead and just really quickly do the other one as well. I'm happy that that's nice and even. So what I did forget to do, because I got really carried away and I just wanted to get the eyeliner over and done with, because I'm not gonna lie, I get nervous about it. I forgot to just blend in the dark blue eyeshadow over the edges of the crease. That is absolutely fine. I don't need to worry about it at all. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take like a nice sort of smaller fluffy brush, like a pencil brush. This is the M222, and I'm going to just pick up a little bit of that dark blue and I'm just going to blend it over the edges and into the crease. So for mascara, I've recently been loving Soap & Glory Thick and Fast High Definition Collagen Coat Mascara. Still don't know if I can say that word right or not. Okay, so for lashes, I'm going to go for my usual Little Black Dress by Kiss. I'm going to apply these off of camera just to save us a little bit of time, so I will be back in a second. So I have stuck my lashes on and I have zoomed you out as well, because now I'm going to do my base, and I feel like you might just see it a little bit better if you're just over there a little bit. I don't think I actually need to tell you what primer I'm going to be using, but I will anyway, just in case you haven't seen my previous videos. It's the Nip and Fab primer. It is my favourite, and this time I actually didn't drop it, so woohoo! So I'm just going to take it on my finger and just quickly apply it. I just want to get this bit done and out of the way for you guys, because I can imagine that those of you who actually watch my videos regularly, this is probably getting just a little bit boring for you guys. For foundation today, I thought I would just throw it back a little tiny bit and use the Revolution Pro Full Cover Camouflage Foundation, and I do mix two different shades together. I mix F7 and F2, and that I feel gets me sort of like the perfect colour that I want. I'm gonna apply F2 to begin with. And the way that I apply this, I literally just like to apply it straight onto my face, and I just dot it all over my face. And then do the exact same with the F7 shade. Okay, so now I'm absolutely looking like a work of art. So I'm going to take the M439 just to blend this in. So I'm going to start by mixing the two colours together and then just tapping it into my skin. And let's just go over those lips. Oh wow, I look great. Okay, just need to get this bit of hair like way out of the way, and I need to be super careful with those eyebrows too. Woo! I feel like I look really awkward, but I don't feel that awkward, to be fair. Okay, wow, this hair is a lot more annoying than usual today. Okay, so the concealer that I'm going to use today is the Collection Lasting Perfection. This is in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to put this under my eyes. And then I'm going to put a little on my forehead, just down my nose, Cupid's bow, and my chin. Okay, so to blend that in, I'm going to use my makeup sponge today. You can also then, if you use a sponge to do this, you can then also get a little bit more precise and take it right up to where your wing is and the end of your eyeshadow. Do you know what? I'm going to tie my hair back out of the way. I'm going to do a little bit of contouring and use my usual Freedom Pro Contour Shaped Stick and just apply this to my cheeks a little bit. And my forehead and my jawline as well. And I'm going to take the same brush that I used to blend in my foundation to blend in the contour. And don't forget to blend down the neck as well, because you really don't want that horrible line. Honestly, don't you just love it when you get like makeup and stuff in your hair? Isn't it just the best thing ever? Now I'm going to set with the Lottie London Ready Set Go translucent powder. These really are my favourite products. I keep using like the same thing over and over again, and I do apologise for that. I will switch it up eventually, but it's just that right now I'm just really liking this. So I'm going to use like a bit of a fluffier brush. This is the M105 to sort of set the whole kind of face. And then I'm going to use the Real Techniques setting brush, and it was like, it's so cute. Don't you just love that colour of pink? It's just so like out there. And then I'm going to set my under eye with this. Okay, and also I'm going to pay a little bit of extra attention to those stress lines that stress me out even more on my forehead and my smile lines, and also the like dimple thingy, my bob, the dent in the chin. Now I'm going to move on to powder contouring and bronzing, and I'm going to use the I Heart Revolution Bronze and Glow. It does say on the back I Heart Makeup, but I said I Heart Revolution because it's now called I Heart Revolution. I'm going to take the M104 to contour my cheeks. And I'm just going to use the same brush as well, just to warm up the rest of my face. And also take it along my jawline, because some of us were not blessed with chiseled jaws. And also blending it down my neck as well. I'm going to take the usual Collection Soft Glow blusher in the shade Cheeky. I'm going to take this on a really nice big fluffy brush, which is the M106, and apply that on my cheekbones and on the apples of my cheeks, just to make me look a little bit rosy. So for highlighter, if you haven't seen, I think it was my first video that I uploaded, you will not know how much I love this highlighter. It is a little find from Primark. It's called PS Insta Girl Iridescent Highlighter. I got it in the shade Champagne, and it looks like this. It is really, really good. It does have a little bit of kickback when you are taking it on your brush out of the pan, but it is a really good highlighter as well. And I don't know if they still do it. If they do, then get it. But if not, well, obviously you don't have to get it. But if not, then I'm really sorry, and I might be rubbing this in your face a little bit. I apologise about that, but I'm sure there's a lot of other highlighters out there that are just as good, or if not better. So I'm going to take the M310 and apply that on my cheekbones, on the tip of my nose. Also, I like to do it on the bridge of my nose, between my eyes. I feel like that just looks cute. And also on my forehead, nearer to the higher points of my eyebrows. And on my cupid's bow. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of the eyeshadow on my lower lash line, otherwise it's just going to look a little bit weird. I did actually do a video, like a really quick tutorial on Instagram of this look, and I totally forgot to put eyeshadow on my lower lash line. I don't know if any of you noticed that, you probably did, but I totally forgot, and I felt so embarrassed after I uploaded it, but I didn't want to say anything, and I didn't want to take it down and have to do it all over again, so I thought I would just save it and just do a full tutorial on this look for you to put on here. So I'm going to take that sort of smaller, fluffy sort of pencil brush that I used before, which is the, I'll remind you, it's the M222, and I'm going to take just the darker shade of blue that I used and just run that along my lower lash line. So for lips, with this look, I decided to go for the Lips ink. This is called In a Dream World Iridescent Sheer Gloss. I got this last year in the Nails Ink Christmas gift set. It's really, really pretty. I will just show you on the wand, on the dofa, and also like just look at the bottle. It's just, honestly, is that just not to die for? If not, what would you die for? Like, seriously, because I would die for this. I'm kidding. So I decided to go for this kind of lip instead of a bold lip to match the eyes, because I wanted to keep it quite light and quite pleasant. And I'm just going to set that all into place using my Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. Whew, that bit always gets me. So that is the finished look. This is what it looks like up close. Let me zoom you in. So that is what it looks like up close for the eyes and the lips and, well, the rest of my face really, I guess. So I definitely get mermaid vibes with this look, which I think is actually quite good considering that Halloween is fast approaching. So I guess you could try and do this look and maybe make it a little bit more dark, a little bit more scary. So if you do, I will leave my Instagram somewhere. If not, you can find it in the description below, and please tag me in whatever you come up with if you do decide to recreate it, because I feel like that would be really, really interesting and I would love to see that. I also feel like this is quite a nice, easy look, like how to get to this with the eyes. I feel like it's pretty easy for beginners who are looking to do something a little bit more glam or a little bit more out of their comfort zone. It might take a little bit of practice for some people, but like I've said before, do not give up if you're into makeup and it's your passion. There's so much to learn, but teach yourself in your way what suits you. Do not give up, because you can do it. So if you liked the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell as well. And I will see you in the next video.